am staying at the cheapest hotel in Disney World. How cheap is it really, and what am I sacrificing for the price? This is All-Star Sports Resort, one of 3 All-Star resorts in Disney World, each of them the cheapest hotels you can find. That's right, if you're staying on property, the All-Stars are going to offer you the lowest nightly rates of any hotel in Disney World. These are value category hotels, and there are 3 different spots that you can stay: All-Star Music, All-Star Movies, and All-Star Sports. The resorts are right next to each other within walking distance, and they're located in the Animal Kingdom Resort area. Your stay at All-Star Sports will start right here in the lobby. There is one main lobby building for All-Star Sports. The others are for the different hotels. We're focusing on All-Star Sports today. This lobby building is where you'll find check-in. Lots of nice seating, fun Disney characters on the wall. This has been recently refurbished to look just a little bit newer, a little fresher, have a little bit more of that Disney magic. There are a couple of different ways you can check into your Disney World hotel. You can check in the traditional way, in person, right here in the lobby, or you can check in the way I recommend and the way we did for our stay, which is online on the My Disney Experience app or in My Disney Experience on the Disney website. This will offer you the option to check in online in advance, and when you arrive, you can actually opt to go straight to your room using either a magic band that you have or your phone as a room key. Now, we're going to blast to the past a bit here because my stay at All-Star Sports is actually a few weeks ago while I was completing my Perfect Week series on the channel, which was so much fun. Literally shows you exactly how to have the perfect week in Disney World bonus without paying for park hopper or to pay to skip any lines. We still had the perfect week. So that is on the channel right now. You can see my entire week. And for part of that stay, I stayed here at All-Star Sports. And Emma helps me out by touring the room. So we are going to head that direction towards my room and go ahead and check it out. So the way All-Star Sports is laid out is it is laid out into a couple of different sections, all themed around different sports. So each section has 2 buildings. There is the surfing section, the basketball section, tennis section, football section, and baseball section. We are staying in the football section right here, which is actually a really ideal place to stay at All-Star Sports, and I'll tell you exactly why. It's a relatively large hotel, but it isn't too big until you think of it in the scope of all 3 of the All-Stars. Because we are in this one, there's also music and movies. We are going to walk the entire hotel to see everything there is to see. But you can see there are 2 pools as well, so we'll check those out. In my opinion, the All-Star hotels are fairly easy to navigate because of the giant larger-than-life theming. And that is something that I think will make your kids a little excited. I, as a kid, loved the giant theming around the hotels. Maybe not at the sports one, because I am not a sports kid, as you may have guessed. But definitely at the other All-Stars. Well, we know we're in building 7 right here, big old sign on the building. And we're headed this way, and we're about to step inside and see the room. Now, we know this is the cheapest hotel room you can get in Disney World, but is it the worst? And what's making it so cheap? Is it bad in there? Well, we're just gonna have to find out. The reason I really like being in this building in particular is because we are located in a building that is close to the lobby, close to both of the pools. It's between the 2 pools, but not directly next to the pools. The buildings next to the pools, you're going to tend to have a lot more noise in those rooms during the day and even into the night with all the pool activities, music, and kids having fun. This building does not face a pool, but it's still pretty centrally located. So if you want to make a request of where your room is when you check in, you could always request that you have a room that is a little quieter. Now, our room is even better. It's on the back side. So we're not facing that football lawn outside. We're facing this nice green area, walking paths. So this is gonna be a pretty quiet room that we get to experience. And with that, I blast you to the past to during my perfect week when we stayed here for a full tour of the room. Emma, take it away.
Hello! While Quincy is off doing everything they're doing during her perfect week, I'm gonna give you the room tour. And we're starting here at Sports. Okay, typically I would start fully outside, but they're really washing away. So first things first, when you get inside, you're going to see your Hey Disney over here with some great USB plugins and a normal plugin. And then your info about Hey Disney. Below, there's a little bit of storage here and then enough to slide like a small bag or something under here. Okay, across from that is where you're going to find not really your refrigerator, but it's technically a beverage cooler. So I have a single water in here. I would not recommend keeping a ton of food in here, but things that are small, like maybe some string cheeses, some fruits, that should be fine. But don't rely on it for a ton of food because it is, again, just a beverage cooler. You also have some shelving up here. You have a little Cuisinart brewing if you need to make 2 coffees. You can do 1 or 2 cups at a time. Ice bucket, lovely. More plugins, and then you can turn this light on and off. And below that, you find your coffee, all your fixins. Now we will come back to this guy later, but this is actually going to be your Murphy bed, but while it's up, it's gonna serve as a table with 2 chairs. And if you need to, you can kind of store some bags underneath there until it's time to be the Murphy bed. Now across from here is where you're going to find your TV and more storage, kind of your dresser area. There are tons of plugins on both sides, which is really nice because this room does sleep up to 4 adults, so you all have plenty of places to plug your things in. Down here is where you're going to find your safe and extra pillows. Next to that, you have 3 pretty deep drawers, so a good amount of storage in here. This is where you're going to find your bed. This is a queen bed. On either side, there is kind of a side table situation that does have storage in and underneath it. The cell phone is over here on the side, and then of course, more plugins. I really love the Mickey, Minnie, and Donald combo up here, and you can turn off each of those lights. As you can see, one is on, one is off. And then underneath, for more storage, you can slide your suitcases, which is always really nice and helpful. Now to go into the bathroom, there is a sliding door for a little privacy if you want that. We are going to keep it open for now. And there is a coat bag hanger. You hang whatever you want on this. But now we're gonna step into the bathroom. So there is a really nice, lovely large mirror where you can see me do this and Kermit do this. And it's actually pretty nice. It's well lit as well. They have one of the nice cosmetic mirrors here on the side. Below the mirror is a lot of little storage area for things like your toothbrush, toothpaste, skincare. There is more storage over here, which is where I typically throw all of my bathroom toiletries. More storage, gotta love it. Tissues, your sink, extra little hand towels, also plugins. And then down below is even more storage space, lots of space for your bags on either side. They also have a hairdryer and an iron and an ironing board. Now they really have only this half closet situation, but it's great to hang up a few items and then maybe stick in a roller carry-on and, of course, more storage. Finally, going here into the bathroom, another sliding door with a lovely full-length mirror on, in case you want to see your awesome Disney outfit that you found on AllEars Style or something. So here, you're just going to find your toilet, a little trash can on the side, lots of places to hang wet towels, and then inside is just a nice shower and tub situation. Also hang your wet bathing suits, hang your towels, whatever you might need to hang up. In this lovely, pretty normal sized shower and tub. You also can find your sea salt body wash, shampoo, and conditioner over here. On this wall, you're going to find a few more places to hang your towels or clothes or whatever you need, and the light switch. There you go. Now, the room is pretty small, but I think that that is part of the reason why it's so efficient. They've been really intentional with the amount of storage. But before we go, they do give you instructions on how to safely pull down the Murphy bed. Luckily, I've done this a time or 2, and now because I said that, I'm gonna like hurt myself. Just kidding. So just showing off the Murphy bed a little bit, I love the designs. It's Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and they are dreaming about the 3 different types of all-star resorts. So they have sports, movies, and music, and it's just super, super cute. There is a light in here as well, in case someone wants to read or they just want a light on at night. This one is a Queen Murphy bed, I believe. And you can still slide some bags under here if you want to be able to kind of leave this down rather than opening and closing it each day. And for anyone who's curious, this is about how much space is there. I can comfortably walk between the beds while both beds are down, so not a super inconvenience. And with that, that is a quick tour of the refurbished All-Star Sports Room, which I find to be very lovely. So back to Quincy and her whole entire perfect week.
So our takeaway from the rooms: small, but pretty nice since they've been refurbished. Definitely fewer amenities in the rooms and around the hotel than you'll see at some of the more pricey hotels, but we've got to take a look around to really see what the deal is with the cheapest hotel in Disney World. But first, there's a catch. Even the cheapest hotel in Disney World is still a little pricier than some other accommodations you might find. Rooms at All-Star Sports range from around $133 to around $233. There are really only 2 room categories, standard and preferred, preferred usually being just a bit better of a location closer to the lobby. $133, that's pretty reasonable for a hotel these days, but it's not the cheapest you can find. You can often find cheaper, lower quality hotels for a lower price than that. The catch is that you can also find better hotels in a similar price category elsewhere. For instance, you may want to look at the Disney Springs area hotels or even at some of the hotel options over at Universal, which in my opinion tend to have more amenities for the rate you're paying. That said, this hotel lets you pay the absolute lowest that you can possibly pay to still get those Disney amenities. Remember, price is date based, so cheaper times of year are going to be times like February when many people aren't traveling, and more expensive are going to be the holidays. And those Disney perks are big. Staying here, you still get early entry to a theme park of your choice every single day. That is 30 minutes before non-hotel guests. You also get access to Disney transportation, super easy to get around from your hotel. We'll talk more specifically about the transportation here. You get a little bump to when you can book your lightning lanes, when you can book your dining reservations, and you get access to the Disney dining plan if that's an option you want to look into. So before we decide if that price makes sense for this hotel, and my answer might surprise you, we have to take a full look around. When you arrive at All-Star Sports, you'll find yourself under this porte cochere, under this big old star, which will get dropped off. After that, you get to head inside and explore. We are going to start here. Seems like a good place to start a tour. Right outside is where you'll find bell services, so if you arrive before your room is ready or need to check out but still want to head to the parks, you can drop your luggage with bell services and they will keep an eye on it for you. They also offer luggage transfer if you are doing a split stay with another Disney hotel, and you can see my experience with that in my Perfect Week video. We saw the lobby earlier. As you can see, the recreation staff is getting set up for some fun activities. It looks like coloring, maybe. There is a lot of fun recreation at Disney hotels, and we will see what some more of the options are. In the lobby, you'll find check-in desks, seating, and a couple of other fun details. For instance, you'll find this info board about the resort, plus this PhotoPass character clicks, which kids love. I always see kids playing around. You get to take pictures with the Disney characters. Amenities-wise, they do have a fuel rod station where you can refill your portable chargers. Of course, some restrooms with a water bottle refill over here, and an ATM, ever important. Next up, we're going to step to probably what is the most important part of a Disney hotel, and that is your transportation to the parks. One of the things that you'll see at the less expensive Disney hotels is that, well, the only way you're going to get around is the bus. No monorail, no fun boats, no fun Skyliner. You're going to be busing. Here at All-Star Sports, the bus stop is located just outside the lobby, and typically the All-Stars do not share buses anymore. So it's great because if you're waiting too long in a bus, you can hop on another All-Stars bus and walk between the hotels. I will show you how short those walks are when we get over there. But more often than not, your bus comes pretty often because there's a dedicated bus for your hotel. This hotel is the closest to Animal Kingdom and Blizzard Beach. Those are the easiest places to get from All-Star Sports, which is awesome because as of 2025, there is a perk for hotel guests where if on your check-in day at a Disney hotel, you actually get a water park ticket included. And All-Star Sports makes it super easy. It is one of the only hotels that has a direct bus to Blizzard Beach. You don't have to bus to Animal Kingdom first. We're going to try out a bus a little later and show how convenient it is to get to the hotels or how inconvenient. And the buses get a pretty bad rep. So we'll see if it's a real suffering experience versus the monorail or a boat. The best thing about busing from a Disney hotel is that they have added these estimated wait times so you can see how soon it is until your next bus gets here. You can see across the way there is the check-in parking. There is lots of parking at this hotel, and you can probably find a parking space very close to your room. And remember, parking is included with your hotel stay. There is no additional fee for parking. If you haven't been here in a few years, that is actually a change where they added a fee and then took it away, so it is gone again. And you get included parking at the parks. So if you drive your own car, you can just let them scan your ticket so that they know that you're staying at a hotel, and you'll get to park at the parks for free as well. I gotta tell you, that's a steal because the standard parkings at the parks are $30 a day now. That's wild. back inside, we gotta stop by Sport Goofy Gifts and Sundries. Sport Goofy, it's like Goofy in sport mode. This is your only merchandise location here at All Star Sports, and you're gonna find a mix of things. You've got your typical kind of basic Disney merchandise, not a huge selection, but enough that if you need to grab some ears or a hat or a t-shirt, souvenir for your friends and family, you can probably do so here. If you are looking for something specific, however, I highly recommend getting that if you see it in the parks so you don't risk them not having it at your hotel. I did not know they had small versions of these. That's so cute. Now, super fittingly, All Star Sports does have some sport merchandise, which came in real handy when we needed a football suddenly during our last to leave Disney World too. We actually got this football. There's also some resort specific merchandise, and I really love the merchandise for the All Stars. I think it is so fun. In fact, I am absolutely obsessed with this sweatshirt. Like, how cute is this sweatshirt? In addition to the resort-specific merchandise, as well as a bunch of standards, there's also a section that has a little bit of a breakout, some different options. We've got kitchenware and things like that, which Disney kitchen supplies are some of my favorite souvenirs to look at. I don't know that I buy it that often, but very cute. And then essentials, as well as some food. So you've got candy, some like trail mix, and then a little bit of groceries, stuff that would be easy to use in your hotel room. I do not recommend purchasing this from the gift shop because you'll notice it's probably a bit more expensive. We also have some beverages that you can grab and go beverages, juices, and things like that. There's alcohol if you need to take it back to your room. And my favorite part of any hotel gift shop is the essentials wall right here. Yeah, baby. This has everything you might need for when things go wrong or if you forgot something. It's got baby care products, feminine care products, medicine, sunscreen, bug spray, alcohol pads, toothbrush, deodorant, anything you might need in the case that something goes wrong. And all the trophies Goof has won. Most valuable Goof, the Goofy Cup, the Goof Ball, and the Golden Garsh. Oh my gosh. You know, Goofy actually is pretty sporty, like canonically. He's klutzy, but he's pretty sporty, athletic. Otherwise, there's not too much more to see in the lobby. We have the arcade here at Game Point Arcade. Now, this is actually one of the better arcades in Disney World hotels. If you know your kiddo loves an arcade, then I doubt that's going to be a selling point for you, but this is a pretty big one, just because a lot of kids tend to stay at the All-Star hotels. So a pretty big arcade here. Of course, there is an upcharge for playing these games. They got Guitar Hero. I don't see it. They have Guitar Hero at Grand Floridian. We also have in-zone food court. Now this is going to be your main and only full dining location at All Star Sports. And it is a food court, but do not write off an All Star food court. These places get a bad rap, but I think they have amazing variety, and I am kind of a fan of the quality as well. My biggest tip for food courts at value hotels is not to use mobile order. That is atypical. Typically, I recommend using mobile order in any and all scenarios to skip the line. But at the food courts, I noticed that typically some of the best, most enticing options are actually not available on mobile order. So I do recommend walking over, checking it out, and making sure that you see all the options for picking out what you're going to eat. I can definitely recommend the specialty burger here, the Bases Loaded burger. I love a specialty burger at these hotels. Pizza and pasta, gonna be middle of the road, but basics are sometimes what you're looking for. We've got the market. This is the grab and go section. So looking at grab and go beverages, grab and go salad, sandwiches, fruit, that kind of thing. This is actually great if you want to just grab something to have in the park. Keep in mind it's probably not going to be all that much cheaper than what you might find in the park, but it can be pretty hard to find a good salad around Disney World without waiting in a really long line or getting in table service. So if you know that's what you're going to want, you go grab it here. My favorite section of the All-Star food courts is right here, which is the create your own entree section. We are going to grab something from here just to fully round out our review. And then there's also the desserts and specialty coffee section over here, some grab and go desserts and breakfast pastries, a PB&J croissant. What? The All-Stars typically have a handful of specialty cupcakes, like this cute Stitch one right now. And you can get a little bit of Joffrey's coffee. They actually do have Joffrey's cold brew here. The options are going to be on the limited side, but it's nice to be able to get specialty coffee. My recommendation for the create your own is getting the salmon with the mashed potatoes and the green beans. And the mashed potatoes and the green beans are the real star. This is actually one of my favorite meals in Disney World right now, which sounds wild, but it is. These mashed potatoes are incredible. I had to send a picture to Emma to make her jealous. Somebody's back there putting love in these potatoes. Do not discount an All-Star food court. Yes, there are more exciting places to eat in the park. Yes, the more expensive hotels have better dining. I still really love the food courts. Now, the food court might be the only place to get food, but there is a pool bar to get specialty drinks. It's called Grandstand Spirits, and it's got a really fun design where you can go to it inside right here, or you can go to it right outside, right next to the pool. Pool drinks you'll probably find all around Disney World. That's just classic frozen pool drinks on the rocks to have a nice, relaxing time by the pool. Maybe not today, because right now it is 48 degrees. Speaking of pool, this is Surfboard Bay. Surfboard Bay is the main pool at this hotel. You can see no one's in it right now, but typically it's bustling with activity from recreation and lots of kids playing around. Surfboard Bay is going to be the larger of the pools, and it is going to be close to the Surf's Up bathhouse, which is where you'll find bathrooms as well. As you've probably gathered, this is the surfing section of the hotel. You'll expect to see fish swimming along the hotel buildings, larger than life surfboards, and huge shark fins marking the entrances to the hotel buildings. As rooms go, you've got external hallways here at All Star Sports, and the buildings are a bit apart, so if it's raining, expect to be walking in the rain to get to your room from the bus stop or the lobby. The center of the hotel has this very cute Mickey little winner's podium. Why don't we ever film AllEars competitions at this winner's podium? It seems like a great spot to do that. We've got the less convenient sections of the hotel from the lobby, one of them being basketball. But what's super fun about the areas that do not have pools is that they do have larger than life versions of the sports courts that go with their theme. So basketball section, we got basketballs in the building in action going through the hoops. Lots of grassy areas to hang out, run around for the kiddos, and you often see kids having a blast and playing around at these hotels. Your building entrances are marked by giant whistles in the basketball section, and in the center you can find these huge basketball hoops. You guys think I can make a basket in this bad boy? Probably not. That's like 50 feet high. Now, despite this hotel being a little big, it's still pretty easy to navigate. There's signage everywhere, and as long as you head towards surfboards, you're headed towards the lobby and the bus stop. This way, though, we have tennis. So this is the tennis section, and it's another super cute section. This actually probably has my favorite theming of All Star Sports. Beautiful mature trees, and the buildings are decorated with tennis rackets and tennis balls. And then the best part about the theming, of course, is that there's this big old tennis court in the lawn, and Huey, Dewey, Louie are playing baseball. They seem to have gotten things wrong. And Donald seems pretty mad about it because he looks ready to play some tennis over here. Sorry about that, Donald. Now we've got parking lot. But this is actually the parking lot that makes it easy to access the next All-Star hotel, All-Star Music. And if you walk through All-Star Music and across a parking lot that looks just like this, you get to All-Star Movies. You can see how close it is. It is literally right there. That is maybe a 4-minute walk from edge of hotel to edge of hotel, 10-minute walk between the lobbies. Now, one thing to keep in mind about the All-Stars, and another reason that they're inexpensive and symptom of them being inexpensive, you'll often notice that sporting events, kids group trips, group sporting events are often happening at this hotel. There's actually an entirely separate check-in building for them in the back there for when it's a really big group. But this hotel can be home to large groups of teenagers, kids. It can be very noisy because of it, and it's a risk you're going to run pretty much year-round at this hotel. For instance, there's a lot of activity in the lobby today because a lot of folks are staying here for the Walt Disney World Marathon that is currently going. So just be warned that it can be a louder hotel, it can be a busier hotel, and there aren't that many amenities to occupy people. The good news is, during the day, folks don't typically want to take too much of a resort day at All Star Sports unless they're hanging out at the pool, so they're likely in the parks. So your nap might go uninterrupted. I walked the perimeter of the parking lot to bring us into the other end of the hotel, the baseball section. This is the other section with a pool. Really fun theming. The staircases are huge. Coca-Cola cups. Buildings are decorated with Louisville Sluggers, baseballs, and then you'll know to walk into your building at the Home Run Hotel scoreboards. Another big question, though this hotel is a little wider, and if you have mobility issues, you may want to opt for a preferred room or let them know at check-in, or both. There are elevators in the buildings, so you can get to all 3 floors via elevator. And voila, here is our other pool. This is Grand Slam pool. Definitely smaller. It's not gonna have the loud recreation options that the other pool does, so a little more chill. And if the other pool is slammed, you might want to come try Grand Slam. Fun fountain of Goofy with his like cannon style baseball launcher. And kids do tend to really like a fountain. The pools in Disney World are heated in the winter, not to be like warm, but to be comfortable even when it's a little chilly outside. But I do warn you, it will not be fun when you exit said pool. And with that, we make it back to our section of the hotel, the football section, touchdown section. The yard lines are on the buildings. You've got your like team flags, and of course, goalposts at either end. This might be one of the best like big spaces in Disney World to play, and on warmer days or later in the evening, you'd be pretty hard pressed not to find kiddos having a blast on this field. The best part of the football field is this little play diagram that you might recognize from some of those Goofy sports shorts. Also, keep an eye on those team pendants. You can probably find a team from your hometown. I know that my uncle and cousins would be excited if I shouted out the Tar Heels. Over here is where you'll find a bit of recreation options. There's a fire pit right here. They tend to do s'mores in the evening. Giant chessboard, looks like someone started a game. And then just that way there is kind of a classic kids playground, which we could go over to right now, but a bit of construction in the pathway. So kids playground to get some energy out if the pool isn't doing it. Now there is less recreation to be found at Disney's value hotels, but they do still have some of the basics like movies under the stars. Now with the All-Stars, they actually alternate which All-Star has a movie under the stars, but you can go between them if you like. I went and watched a movie under the stars next door at All-Star Music when I was staying here recently. The recreation calendar is typically posted on the pool deck or right outside the pool deck, so you can see what's going on while you're there. Highly recommend looking at that, especially if you have a resort day. Now before we find out if this hotel is worth it, we gotta try out this bus transportation. I'm headed to Animal Kingdom, which no one is in line for, which is a bad sign. It may mean that the bus just left. Oh, I can check. It lied. The bus came in only 2 minutes. So keep an eye out when the buses are coming, because it might have lied. And just like that, back in Animal Kingdom, your bus rides in Disney World are going to range from about 10 minutes to about 20 minutes from All-Star Sports. It was 10 minutes to Animal Kingdom, but we had a bit of a holdup. Typically, this bus ride will go about 8 minutes. There's just a little traffic backstage where the buses go. Magic Kingdom is going to be the furthest from All-Star Sports with about a 20-minute bus ride. Regardless, I highly recommend anytime you need to get between 2 places in Disney World, giving yourself 30 minutes to an hour if it's a really important thing. Just because you never know what kind of holdups you'll reach. But still, even with the buses, even though they aren't that glamorous, they are nostalgic and a pretty easy way to get around. So, all that in mind, is this hotel worth it? So, is All-Star Sports worth the price? Is it worth the price to end up with what you lose out by staying at All-Star Sports? I'm a fan of the All-Star hotels. For a while, when I was paying for my own hotels as like a young adult, it was the only thing that I could afford to do and still get access to Disney perks, the Disney transportation. I love that I get to have early entry, and I love staying in the Disney bubble. But if you are really truly balling on a budget, staying in the Disney bubble might not be the best option. Remember, when you're comparing those prices though, to also consider, am I driving my own car? Am I going to have to Uber if I stay elsewhere? Am I going to have to pay for parking fees? Because that might just mean that All-Star Sports is actually truly the cheapest option because of the benefits you get otherwise. Still, it's definitely not up there with the best of the best when it comes to Disney hotels, but with the refurbished rooms, it's got a really nice ambiance around. And though it can be loud and a little hectic and not feel all that much of an escape, it is a great spot to lay your head at the end of your day, and the kids are going to love the pool and the big lawns to play on. So if your priority is getting to the parks as early as you can and getting out of the parks as late as you can, then All-Star Sports is going to do the job, and you can probably save a lot of money by staying here. That's this hotel. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments and I will answer them. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And now go check out my full stay here during our perfect week in Disney World. I'll see you there. Bye!